We are back. Welcome back. RadioFire.com. As you can see, I got special guests in the building. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Lakishya Bell. I work with American Psychiatric Group.
Hi, I'm Rob Harrison. I work for American Psychiatric Group as well.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about what y'all have going on. Of course, Radio on Fire, over 20 shows here. Information, entertainment for urban America, sports, relationship topics, news, all type of stuff. And I'm excited to talk about the subjects that y'all focus on, because that is something that is affecting communities and people around this country. So I want to dive into what y'all do.
All right. I'm a PRP caseworker. What PRP stands for is Psychiatric Rehabilitation Program. Also, we do mentoring. We do guest speaking. And the program is really about mental illness and substance abuse. We help people with job, housing, building social skills, and what else, Rob?
Like you said, job coaching. We look for individual needs, school, birth certificates, IDs, whatever need that an individual need. We try to assist them. We don't necessarily go out there and do it for them. We just try to motivate them and be there, like that backbone to some of the things they're trying to achieve in life, though.
Yeah. So how did this come about?
Well, I was in the field. Actually, I was doing urinalysis for a company, and one of the directors of the organization, they was like, "Well, you good with the clients and stuff like that. Have you ever thinking about going back to school or doing social work or anything like that?" And I didn't. I ain't go back to school, so I looked up like peer recovery coaching, PRP type work, and I went and got like certifications, and I applied for it, and they hired me, and it went from there. And me and Keisha, we've been knowing each other since we was in elementary school, and she was asking me about it at the time. I believe she's working in the hospital at the time, and then she just dived straight in, and we went from there though.
Yeah, and that what got you into it? What made you want to
do social work?
Yeah.
I like helping our community. There's a lot of programs out here, first and foremost, I want to say, that the black community don't know about. Far as free programs, like they have the free expungement clinic coming next Saturday. Also, like housing programs. And, people will try to go to different places and try to ask for housing programs. But I found this one Pacific housing program that the only thing you have to have is a mental illness, and there's no waiting list. Also, too, that program, I think people can, really utilize, because there's a lot of people that's homeless in Baltimore City, as well as substance abuse. We have a big problem with substance abuse. We've had a big problem since the crack era.
Definitely.
I just want to say that, it's been an epidemic since then. However, now it's the children with popping the pills and everything like that. So they offer, substance abuse treatment as well. I think substance abuse treatment and mental health goes together, because it has to be something there. Some people use drugs as a coping mechanism.
Right.
So I think I can relate to it because of my family and stuff like that. And then, I did go to school, and I graduated last year for social work, human services. So that's about it. But I think Rob is really playing down his position, because he really know people firsthand, and I think that he is. I'm not trying to put you out there,
but no, like I'm not,
because his background, like, he is really relatable, and he know firsthand, not with substance abuse, but far as being in trouble and stuff like that, and how I think when people say they go to prison and some people don't be rehabilitated, and that's what prison's supposed to be for anyway, rehabilitation, but he is really like the good product.
Yeah, because at a young age I went to prison. And the reason why I led me up to prison, I was living down to everybody's expectations. Rob, you'll do this, you wild. So I was letting that feed my ego, or what I thought was the ego though. And basically being tricked by the older guys who you say protect the neighborhood and stuff like that, and you have a dispute. And we say it now though, instead of just like, look, man, it ain't worth it. You had people always say, man, here, take this gun. You're a real man. You pull out the gun, use the gun. And a lot of people, they get that into their mind though. And people believe it ain't a way out unless you sell drugs or play basketball or any type of sport though. So we don't necessarily, a lot of people don't necessarily like, man, you go to school, you get a job, hard work, and surround yourself with those other individuals who doing those positive type things. Instead of, you ain't going, it ain't gonna add up equally if you saying you going to school or you trying to work and you still want to hang on the corner. That's why we always hear about, hey, why they kill Joe Blow, why they kill such and such. He was a good guy, but he couldn't leave that part of his life back. You know what I'm saying? So I went to prison. I came home, and what blessed me is people placing things. That was the key thing. People placing things, like really being around positive people. You know, people that lift you up, people that just don't count you out. Because even your homeboys or the people you deem as your friends, they count you out. You gonna wind up back in there, or you gonna go through this. And then when I came out, I seen like the drug epidemic was at an all-time high because people use drugs more often for self-medication though, man. Like, you can have a mental disorder, but you want to escape reality by taking a pill, smoking weed, crack, opioids, or you can have a physical ailment. Most people we see with a physical ailment, they say, all right, I'm gonna take some heroin, I'm gonna be all right as soon as I put my blast up in me though. So these are the things that I recognized, and I just want to be a part of it though. And like Keisha said, I didn't do drugs directly, but I watched my mother die from using drugs. My mother, she died from having AIDS, shooting heroin for years. My father, he came home from prison, he OD'd. So, and I didn't understand it back then that it was a sure enough disease though, you know, because I don't think I knew about broken promises. You know, your parents, I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do that for you. But the disease is live and real though, because we know people that give you the shirt off their back, but them drugs, they take all that the good away from them, so we see the bad part of it. And for a time, I had I felt a certain way about people with substance abuse issues though. I was one of the ones out there, you junkie MF or you doping person, and I was part of the problem though. But once you get educated on it, though, you realize this is a disease, man. And the person who you love, my mother, she was overcome by the disease, though. My father overcome by the disease of drug addiction. So I just wanted to be a part of that and just help out.
She's right. You were holding back. That's a hell of a story. And so you feel like you're making a difference by helping these people that are, for all intents and purposes, strangers. A lot of times,
True,
you know what I mean?
indeed.
These are not friends or family members. These are people that you just get to know, and then you just become involved in their lives.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, and it seems like it's a never-ending thing, because it's like you were talking off air, like people calling you still, and you know, even like you never off really, right?
Never off though, because you take you take a pride into your work, and then if you hear me, you got some type of feelings though. You like try to separate the work. Once you clock out, you say, well, I'm done. But you got to answer that call because you know it's a person in need. So you want to know, why this person called me 3 a.m. Let me call back, see what's good. And it might not even be nothing. It might somebody like, can I get $4 tomorrow so I can catch the bus though? But they call you 4 a.m. You don't know if they call you to say they in crisis or what though. So you always got to have the phone on, and it's never ending though. It's never ending.
Yeah. What aside from the services y'all provide, what other services do you think are needed for people with this type of challenge?
Coming from the hospital standpoint, I would say this: when people go into the hospital and they're going in for mental illness or even substance abuse, and like I said before, it goes hand in hand. However, when they get discharged, they're just getting discharged and they're thrown right back out. So it's nothing. I have little to none literature on how that I can fix me. So with that being said, I think these programs need to be pushed So, the services that we do, like I said, like far as me, PRP. So, if I have a client and the client have homeless problems, food, anything, we also have a pantry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pantry that our director has. So
Like a food
it's a
pantry. Yeah.
And it's open to whoever. It don't have to be a client of the program. So what I do is I jumpstart on the housing applications because right now we do have another crisis. Baltimore is known for people that's being homeless. Okay, you know I'm not gonna just sit up here and hide it. So I jump on that right away and I try to call around places to see. Like I said before, I found out about this one program that if you have mental illness, you know, there's no waiting list. A lot of housing programs out here have wait lists. I think it should be more programs open to where so we have like a crisis bed everywhere.
You mean like they can immediately just get in?
Immediately just get in because people are really, and I know this, when they get discharged from the hospital, they still left with nothing. Like, okay, I came here to get help.
Right.
But
it,
I mean, it's nothing much out here.
You right. It ain't much though. So one of the things that I'll be thinking about as far as to help affect positive change though, like create more programs and opportunities. I know they said a few weeks ago, they said they're gonna open recreation centers on the weekends for the children though. But I think we need more like classes, like after school classes for people, for children. Like not just, you don't just have to come to our program. I'm thinking if anybody got a program, they got a house, a resident, they should be a part of the schooling part. Keep education at the forefront. Even I was thinking like, well, what part of education program? There's a lot of brothers and sisters out here probably want to cut hair. There's so many abandoned buildings around here. We can utilize a lot of abandoned buildings in the city. Open up some places, not just, recreation is good for a point, but let's focus more on education. Let's focus more on a skill set to give somebody some type of hope. The hair cutting industry or the hair dressing industry, it's never going to die though. So utilize some of that. And then another thing I be thinking, like, far as have the parents really connected with the school, because I notice oftentimes we see it on social media. Parents, they go to school when there's a problem.
Right.
They go up there. I want to fight the teacher. I want to fight the administrators. Though I think in making PTA meetings mandatory, like a PTA. I never had nobody attend a PTA meeting. I never been to a PTA meeting. You know. So I just thought that was just something like, all right, they got a PTA meeting. But that's part of it, though. So your child, you make sure your child had a proper education. We got messed up teachers. We got great teachers, though. But all the time they say we are the parent because they not getting no parenting skills at home. Or they not getting the love they need at home, though. So we need the parents to play a vital role in helping building the school system, the communities, even if you do volunteer work. You know, just be a part of the community, though. You know?
And I didn't mean to dodge your question because you asked what kind of services we do. We do come to your house to offer services.
No,
You don't have to always come in the office.
No, you don't have to come to the office.
We come to homes. We do home visits.
We meet you at McDonald's. If you want to meet at McDonald's, we meet you at McDonald's.
We can do stuff like that. We can meet in the community just to get the services set up, or however you want to do it, where you're comfortable. We will come to you. Off subject. Well, I was thinking about something else, but yeah, we'll definitely come to you.
All right, so I want to take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds, and then I want to talk a little bit about the local politics and
cool.
What are your thoughts on some of that, and then how can people get involved and how can people help out? Okay. So we'll be right back. iPhone, the Apple app didn't drop till the don't drop till the 30th. All right, let's come back.
That's all I'm looking for.
I see. Okay, we are back. Of course, radioonfire.com. I am here having a very interesting conversation and talking about some of the great services that your company provides. But I want to know about politicians here. How helpful has the government been with what you do? Or have they been?
Well, for me, we've been grinding. We've been grinding with it. The government, for us in particular, and a lot of other organizations, has been non-existent.
Right.
It's been like non-existent though. So that's been the tough part. Keisha herself, she's emailed the local government on a couple of different occasions, no responses. And our supervisor, Ms. Laura, she done the same thing, no response. But it's been like non-existent though. But we don't let that stop us though. I just think the local government is like a little outdated.
Yeah.
Need a overhaul because it's baffling to me how can some people still hold the seat who had that seat when Schaefer was the mayor. So it's like, wow, is this like?
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
Schaefer been dead and gone for quite some time, too.
He went, right. And even I look at it when Miss Sheila Dixon was mayor. She had co-defendants that's still down there, or people that was tired of her. And them, we talking about years ago then. We still got people there when Smoke was there. Like, wow, like when are we going to have that next generation of local politicians who know what the people want and who help the people within the community, not because I know this person's father or I know this person's grandfather, and it's just like everybody's connected through family and friends down there, though. And that's my thoughts on it, and that's my opinion on it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this: I'm not here to bash no one. However, excuse me for how I'm not gonna.
I bash people here all the time.
Okay, so this is the thing. I want to say this. Voting time is next year, right?
Yes, 2020.
We're voting for a new mayor, city council, and the whole
President,
stuff.
too.
And president. I'm going to say this. Do not come to the black community when you need your votes if you cannot come to the black community with resources. And I'll say it again. Do not come to the black community with your votes if you cannot come with resources. I have emailed the mayor. I have city council and the city councilor, I think Costello or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gave them some information for the program. And the reason why I did that is because I can only speak for Baltimore City because this is where I come from. This is where I was born and raised. Baltimore City has a big problem. It's a bigger problem. Problem number one, Baltimore City is known for a food desert.
Yes.
2, Baltimore City has an opiate, pill popping, any kind of drug epidemic that you can name, and it has been like this for years. 3, Baltimore City is having like a homeless problem, and we can talk about healthcare. We can talk about a long list of things. And how I feel about it is that I think it's not right. I think it's something we can do. If someone comes to me with resources, I'm going to put it out there. I'm not going to withhold no information because what do I have to gain to hold information? As well as I think it should be better programs for ex-convicts and felons.
Yeah.
I feel as though that when people go to prison and they get rehabilitated and they supposed to be rehabilitated, that they expect them to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and go out here when they cannot really get a job. So I have an issue with that. So I think more resources need to be put out in front of everyone. And if I come to you with resources, just put it out. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for anything. This is our community. They say they want us to do better by the community, but what have you done better for the community yourself? We don't want to hear about talking. We don't want to hear this. We don't want to hear that. And what I want to tell the people of the city, you have the power. You don't work for them. They work for you.
Exactly.
They need
Right.
your vote. You
Right.
don't need their vote. They need your vote. Make them work. Hold them accountable for their actions. So I'm going to say this program, American Psychiatric Group, is some good things about the program. We are here for its mental illness. We're here for drug abuse. We're just here if you just want to talk for its counseling, anything. We are here. But another thing, hold these officials accountable. We have to hold them accountable, because once we realize that we have the power, it's going to be on from there, because they need our votes.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, they're going to come door to door knocking. We want you this, and they're going to put all these little slanderous commercials on about each other and stuff like that. The money that they putting into the commercials, you can be putting back into the community. Also, too, I wanted to say big kudos to the doctors. I'm sorry. 10 doctors got together. Their clients couldn't make it to their appointments in Baltimore. And 10 of them got together to get homes for the homeless people that they're clients. And what I'm saying is, if it takes 10 doctors to do that, and they approach the man with that, I mean, it just make the city look bad. I'm just sorry. Like, 10 of us come together, we got to do this, we got to do that, this and that. But when it's resources out here, put more money into the resources. So people won't have to say, hey, let's get together and let's do this. The money should be there. It shouldn't be an issue. But
Right.
big ups to the 10 doctors who did that, because that was a brilliant idea. Like, hey, my client's not making it to their appointments. They homeless. They need this. They need a stable place. I mean, come on now. Like, it got to be bad when you got 10 docs coming together and doing something like that. And
Yeah, the need is definitely there.
yeah, the need is there. So, I mean, that should have been a wake-up call to the city.
And not to cut you off,
Go ahead.
but the best thing about us with American Psychiatric Group, we don't say you just have to come to our location or you have to be a part of our program. We let you know there's other resources out there. Like, I can name like Citywide Behavioral Health, Anchor Manor Health Services. It's so many resources out there though. So you just don't have to come to us, because sometimes you might come see me, you might see Lakishya, we have Tamika, Ms. Lord. It might not be a good fit for you, or you might not be comfortable enough with opening up yourself with us. So we do our best to provide you with another outlet though, because it's about you. It ain't about us, it's about the individual though. So we like to network with other organizations and let them know, like, so if a person, like, we don't, Lakisha's, her biggest thing is trying to help people get their own housing, but some people need residential treatment though. So we try to provide them another program that offers residential treatment for their substance abuse issues, so they can get themselves back together, detox their body, go in there, then they can refer them back to us. So that's what we try to do, let everybody know, like, it's not, you just don't have to come to us, but we will provide you with the resource to go somewhere else. Even if you live in the county and you can't travel to the city, or we find out where ourselves can't travel out there, we'll hook you up with somebody in the county. So it's just providing the services, man. And the services just don't come through us. They come through so many different programs in the city, though.
Absolutely.
Before we go, I want to ask a couple of questions, and forgive me if these people should know this already, but does a person trying to become involved in your program, do they need to be referred to you, or can they reach out to you themselves to receive services?
Yeah, they can reach out to us themselves though.
Okay.
They can reach out to us ourselves. We always have walk-ins Monday through Friday. We have walk-ins, and it's just like you see a therapist, you see a our therapist, social worker, or whatever on hand though, and you come in and let the ball rolling though.
So a person could possibly need your services if what would make someone a candidate?
Everyone is a candidate.
Everyone is a candidate.
That's good.
Everyone.
We all
That's good.
suffer from some kind of mental illness, some way. It can be anxiety, it can be bipolar, it can be schizophrenia, it can be any. We all suffer in some straight or form PTSD from family. It can
Right.
be anything. Anyone can come
and most of us,
Yes.
I'm saying most of our people, especially if you grew up in Baltimore City, in Baltimore County though, at some point in your life you received some type of trauma, whether in the house,
Sure.
a friend, a family member, relative has got killed, somebody died, and oftentimes we don't even have a debriefing with that though. Like I can hang with this guy all day, every day, or this woman all day. They get killed. We put a few balloons on the poles, some teddy bears, and it's just gone.
Yep.
So people don't even have them open conversations about loss. You know, and it happened to me though for a while. Like find yourself just like grieving. Years later though, this out of the blue though, you know, and there's no time you can put on as far as like grief or loss like that. But you still find yourself because you didn't have no type of closure though, especially when it come unexpected though. You just like, wow, I'm gonna pour out a little lick and I'm gonna keep it moving. It don't work like that, and oftentimes that's how we deal with it though. Yeah,
It's true. That is true. So again, how can people stay in touch and help? How can people help?
People can help by the number one thing people can help get yourself if you know a friend or family or something like that, just try to grab the resources that you can give to a family or friend. That's the number one thing. Like I say, you don't have to just come to American Psychiatric Group. It's like if you see some warning signs or if you know a child, a friend, reach out to somebody. It's still other resources that's provided in the city. If you know somebody that need a job, number one, you can tell them, point them to one of the career centers. Reach out to you on the radio, on the social media. Just reach out to people to grab these resources though. So, but if you want to like directly contact us, you can reach me by email or Keisha by email, or it's just provide resources. Send them somewhere where they can get the best help because we're not equipped. A lot of people ain't equipped to give you a diagnosis because you're not a professional. So we don't know.
Right.
So we can just say, oh man, you're gonna be good. Somebody you done had, not to hold up the show too long, you done had somebody like, hey, my knee hurt. Oh man, I hurt my knee too. You gonna be all right though. We don't know we're not the professionals, so we
People
can't
do say
really
that.
keep it moving. You all right, but we not the professionals though. Just try to get them the professional help and get them somewhere where they feel comfortable enough to talk. Because that's all people sometimes, let me get it off my chest though. Because I'm holding it up. And then sometimes to get it off, it might be an explosion at the wrong time when they get it off though. So just look for the resources throughout Baltimore City. There's a lot of private companies that's out here. You don't just have to go to Johns Hopkins. There's a lot of companies out here. Even here in this area that you in. Maryland Avenue. Yeah. Up and down Maryland Avenue.
That's true.
There's a lot of different programs and stuff like that though. So, and this is one of the big centers, like right here where we at right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. So it is American Psychiatric Group.
Yes. It's American Psychiatric Group. It's 17 East Franklin Street. We do have a doctor and clinicians, social workers and therapists on site, PRP workers. It's 410-600-3500. And if you call, you can ask for Rob or Lakishya. For us, we can handle your case management. If it's something that we can't help you with, I'm not just going to turn you away. We're not going to just turn you and be like, it's nothing we can do. Or, I'm sorry right now. I don't have that available. I'm going to make sure I work with you to help and find those other resources because I know how it is when someone is desperate. I'm not saying you're desperate, but you have no other resources. There's nothing you can do. I will guarantee you I will help. He will help. We will all help as a team. Because like I said, I know how it is to be homeless. We was homeless when we was little. We were in a food stamp section. They name it all. We know where you're coming from. So we know firsthand. So I think that's what make us
real people.
Yeah, we're real people and we're not gonna sugarcoat anything. So I think that's what makes us really good at this. And I think that's why I really like it because like I know firsthand. Rob know firsthand. So you can reach us again at American Psychiatric Group, 17 East Franklin Street. On the corner of Franklin and St. Paul. Yeah, corner of Franklin and St. Paul. And the phone number is 410-600-3500. And if you want to reach out to me for any mentoring, guest speaking, you need PRP services, is Lakishya Bell #1 @gmail.com.
And my email is robertharrison.apg@gmail.com. So feel free to send an email. Like she said, she gave a phone number, a call, or reach out though. Reach out for a friend, reach out for a family member. And if we can't help you, we can provide you with other resources that somebody gonna help you. We're gonna give you 125% of what we can do though. So
Yes, because I be out working at nighttime. I would never thought that I would be like out working. I mean, I'm serious because people really need help, and I think we tend to put a black cloud on mental health in the black community. You know, like we don't talk about it because it's like this stigma. But no, we can help with mental health. Mental health is a big thing, and we all suffered from it. Our ancestors, everyone.
And we can't just say, you ask somebody, you ever ask somebody like, you hungry? Yeah, I'm good. But you hear that stomach growling though. Because the pride won't allow them to say, I need help though.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pride. It'll take a strong person to say, I need help. And whatever facet it is though. So reach out though.
Definitely.
Somebody call you up, yo, I'm good. I'm really not, but
Yeah.
But
Stop letting pride be in the way. And if you have children that's going through any kind of bullying or anything, they need some kind of PRP therapy.
we see children also.
We see children as well. Anything you missed, I will leave all the information with Diamond Carey. And
and we'll have all the contact info in the description. I really applaud y'all for what y'all do. I'm sure that this can take a toll on y'all sometimes, with some of your clients. I mean, like, you can really, that's like you said, you got to have a heart, and it can I'm sure some stuff hits you. You
go home, like, you still working? Yeah, I'm still working. Other day, 12 o'clock at night, I had to go to Wegmans because some guys was up Park Heights. They needed food. So I had to go there, try to get some food. I'm like already on the budget. I'm trying to get them food. Some ladies needed food, so I had to go to Save-A-Lot in the evening. When I thought I was off, I had to go to Save-A-Lot, take them some food. Had to go out Park Heights, but I had to go to Wegmans because I know they had a coupon book that I wanted to use. I had to run out there. But it's rewarding though, because it makes me feel good. And every day, for me, every day, I say, man, I was blessed with another opportunity. When I was in prison, I was like, man, you can literally die in prison though. And there's people in prison who will never have no opportunity to ever smell free air again. They're never and then I tell people when they say all the real niggas, like screaming language, but all the real, they locked up. No, them dudes in there, they will give a limb just to get out here, just to function in society again. But unfortunately, it's a lot they won't though.
Right.
So I try to live for them too though.
Right.
I try to live for them too though.
Yeah.
So it's worth it. It's worth the restless nights and stuff like that. Especially, I gotta give a big shout out to Tamika because she got like 30 something people and she had all the children. So
that's her caseload.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
She got a lot.
Bless her heart.
And she do take the kids on trips and fun things and stuff like that. So we really do have stuff like for we have free books down there for children. Like I said, we have the food pantry, and you don't have to come like as being a client or whatever. You can come.
You can just come.
You can just come to 17 East Franklin Street.
If you just want to come sit in the lobby and it's hot outside,
yes,
you can just come sit in the lobby, get some water, and just try to get yourself together though.
That's very good. It's very good. I commend y'all. So, again, it is American Psychiatric Group. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for all that you do in the community. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Absolutely.
as well, though,
Yes,
for all that
thank
you
you.
do.
Absolutely. All right. So, we'll be back after this. We'll take pictures with my guest, and we'll finish out.